Yes, morning.
May Wong from Channel News Asia. I'd like to ask you, did you think that the WP would win with such a decisive margin of 54.7%? And also you mentioned earlier that you would help in whatever way you can to help transform the PAP. What are some of the key factors which you would bring up when you were contributing in that manner?
We thought from the outset that it would be a tight contest. We never expected that the margin would be what it was. In fact, right up to the eve of cooling off day, I think the general feeling among many people, and I'm told among bookies too, was that it would be a tight contest. Your second question is...
transformation of the PAP. What are some of the key factors which you think the party should be looking at?
Well, the party would be taking a hard look at itself, soul-searching as to how our society has changed and why there was this resentment against government. And we've got to work at this so that we can achieve a new unity in Singapore. A new unity which also embraces, engages, involves the young. And that's very important. Otherwise, we'll be a divided society which will not be good for Singapore. There's so many opportunities out there. If we are united, there's so many things we can do, so many opportunities to seize.
Sharing from the Straits Times.
Yes, right.
This is not something new. You spoke about the need to reattach Singaporeans to the government as far back as when you were introduced as a candidate. So over the last 23 years, how much were you able to effect this within a collegial cabinet? And looking ahead, what do you think are the lessons from there for the new cabinet?
We must never stop adjusting to the forces of change in the world. Either we change or we'll be changed. Within the party and the cabinet, I've always kept true to that position. Of course, in a collegial system, you don't often make things public. But in my public communications, most Singaporeans would have noticed that I did not always take an orthodox position.
Do you think that the cabinet, that was your public position. Perhaps within the cabinet, it was a bit more difficult for you to effect those changes. Do you think that the forces that might have hampered that mission earlier on might now be mitigated against knowing the cost of ignoring this mission?
No, I don't think so, because PM has indicated quite clearly and forcefully that there's a sea change. I'm not sure if he actually used that phrase. Maybe Senior Minister Goh Chok Tong used it. So there is recognition and there has to be a response. Yes,
hello,
please.
Minister. This is Angeline from my paper, Wobao. Minister, I have 3 questions for you. The first is, as you noted that a lot of residents actually, or Singaporeans in general, would like to have you as our foreign minister, but yet there's a desire for more alternative voices in Parliament. What is your take on the view that you and your team was a necessary sacrifice for the better good of Singapore's political development? That's the first question. The second question is, both you and PM have indicated strongly the need for reform within PAP. However, in your opinion, is this view shared within some of the other top ranks within PAP and the cabinet? And moving forward, what will the main hurdles be? And my third question is a question that has appeared many times in this GE. What is your greatest regret in life? Thank you.
I would not use the word sacrifice. A stark choice was forced on the people of Aljunied GRC. And they have decided that between having a strong Workers' Party voice in Parliament and losing the Our Unit team, they put a high priority on having their voice in Parliament. So that's their decision, which we respect. The second question, the transformation of the PAP, I think many party members feel that way, and in the coming weeks and months there will be many discussions, debates about the way forward. We've got to gather feedback from all supporters, from all walks of life, from outside the party too, from the young, from the old, from the educated, from the less educated, from all classes, from all groups, and try and find a way to achieve this new unity. It's very important. It's not just one or two persons. I think it should be the revitalization of a movement which in an earlier phase of great unity created Singapore and enabled us to make the astonishing progress which we have made. What we need to do now is to re-achieve a new unity so that in this century, with all the challenges of globalization and information technology, also fragmentation, we continue to surge ahead. We are smack right in the middle of a region which is bursting with energy. If we get our domestic politics right, we'll have a very bright future. Then your third question about my greatest regret in life. Many people have asked me that question, and to be very frank, it's not the way my mind is constructed, not the way I think. I'm a bit of a Taoist, so I tend to detach myself and see myself in a larger flow, and things happen for a reason, and we are part of bigger flows in life.